So hello, as I promised you, we're going to have meet the new participants. Like yesterday, we had Federico, and Federico Ciuchini, Italian translator from Italy. He joined from Berlin. He lives in Germany. So Alban, you can actually watch the video later that you told me you missed it, and you find out about your new, if we can say, collaborators and people we're going to work together for 3 months. So today we have. Would you like to introduce yourself, Alban, for those that they don't know you already, and then I will ask you some questions.
Okay. Right. So my name is Alban. I'm French. I was born in Paris.
You're French. Okay, I was wondering the name, the origin. Where is it?
It's French. Yeah, Alban is French. Well, Alban is more common. So at the time when I was born, Alban was I was the only one in my whole school. It's the next generation. Then there was lots.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where I was born. Yeah, I always had the vocation for languages. So I wanted to study languages, and I came over to England just after my baccalaureate. And I stayed in London, and I did my BA there, and then I did a master in interpreting in Salford, and I stayed in England. So that's why I persevered and I stayed here because I love it. So translator, I was for 10 years. I was a project manager in translation companies. So I had a vision of both sides, and my I'm divorced now, and her husband just said, "What about you go freelance, and that way it will be easier to have a family and to carry on doing what you love." So that was 8 years ago, and that's when I went freelance, doing translation but working from home. So that's where I am now. It's been 18 years, and I said it's going well, but I've always seen that there's so much you can do with LinkedIn, and I felt I really need professional help to know how to use that tool to optimize it, because I can see it's great and I never have time to look into it. And when I saw your first a free podcast, right, with the 3 common areas and tools and thing, I thought, like, yeah, she's the coach that I need, because like you said, it works for new graduates as well as for experienced translator, but that's the bit that I really think that will enable me to go to the next level, which I'm missing.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, because most people, they believe that this program is only for starting out translators, whereas the opposite, I would say, like most people, they join my program, and you will see yourself, Alban, from your participants, are more established translators, like more than 15 years in the business, like you are. Of course, we accept and we have starting out translators, but I don't want people to have the misconception that if you join such a program is only because you struggle, for example, to find clients, or because you struggle, to get established in the industry. That's totally incorrect. Usually people, they join my program, they are already well established. They already, have tangible results from their own business. They join this program, as you mentioned, because they want to take the next step, like to take a level better, like to work less and earn more, or to automate processes, or to make it easier, to work and having clients and hire maybe clients and work less and earn more. That's how I see the scale up.
That's why I thought you were my man, as it were.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for mentioning that. That's what I want to do, and that's what I've been doing, because I have people in my program over 60 years old. So it has no, limitation on how many years you have in the business, and especially for LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is so new for all of us, no matter what is our age or our starting points. It's something really new, especially in the language industry. So I think many people would relate with you, Alban, and thank you so much for mentioning that, because it's really important, people to resonate and to have the main, reasons to join a program as well, so as to be able to achieve those results together. So definitely I can help you to do this. But what I would really like to ask you, for example, I remember you were one of the first people who clicked the link in the chat, right away, and you were very decisive. And I thought, like, those people that they did it, they were very sure, what they want. But I was curious, and I would really like to ask you, what made you that moment? Like, do you know me for years? Is it like you following me? No.
No, I had seen your name, and I had seen some of your thing, but like I said, I struggle with the multi-platform thing. That's
Yeah.
the thing that always maybe because I caught the train as it ran, if you want, but because when I was freelance, I kept up with the technology for titles because I've kept up with it. I'm very advanced and I use it all the time, and it's a great tool. But you know, and a few software like, you know, for checking, for consistency, for spelling.
Wow. I see a lot of potential collaboration.
Yes, but for the platforms, like, you know, sometimes, you know, you see via LinkedIn or via your little network, you know, podcast for this, webinar for that, and then I was like, well, how can I, you know, optimize to I can listen to all of this, but then not get lost in the process, because sometimes there's too much information, and too much for me is worse than nothing, because then it's a bit like when you're, you know, in the alley of a supermarket and you just want a brand of cereals and you've got 20 million, and you just say, like, well, it's too much. So I like the fact that in your presentation that you said, with me, I will explain what to do, how to do it, how to present yourself. And it was very like doom, 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 which is what I need, because I'm very organized and I've got experience, but I don't know how to put myself on directly. I don't know where to start, like you said, you know, to get to focus on clients and things. And maybe I could do it, but it would take me hours and hours, because like you said, without a proper method, you don't know where to start. It's so big. And it's always the same thing. I've had a few coaches that gave me great advice, but I said, oh yeah, and you only need to do that for 10 minutes a day, and then he ends up being 3 hours. And I said, I don't, I have to pay the bills and I have to work full time. So, you know, you have to find a happy medium when you say, okay, I can allocate 20 minutes or half an hour if you tell me exactly what to do, so that little by little we build a thing, which is what you did in your presentation. So we'll do that together on a one-to-one and with the sessions, and over 3 months you will have what you need then to do it by yourself. And I thought, okay, she's the one that can really help me. That's why I clicked. It wasn't an impulsive thing, but I thought, like, yeah,
I think you explained the thing. I think you explain the things better than myself to people. Like, no one could have said that better. I really was listening to you, and I need someone like Alban to explain my program, because some people, they tell me, what do you do? And I don't understand. So thank you so much. And I see people liking our live. So there have people like, they really, you know, relate to what you just mentioned, especially I think where people a lot were reacting when you told, you were mentioning the fact that there is so much information out there. Many, you know, people, they promise things that they don't, you know, actually are the reality. And definitely this is something, that's why I created the program in such a way so as not people to feel overwhelmed. And this is why I'm going to release the information on a weekly basis. So as soon as you have implemented one stage, which means, for example, you have optimized your profile by following my advice, we will go to the next step, which will be, you know, to create the messages. And then we will go to the next stage, which will be to find those clients to use the tools. But also what you mentioned, I really liked, is actually that you mentioned that you're very tech savvy yourself, that actually you can teach us things. I miss, for example, that skill that you have. But still, being, you know, that familiar with technology, still some platforms, they really, you know, are a secret nowadays. And it's such a pity, you know, to have in your hands such a free tool. Like LinkedIn is totally for free. And people, they don't use it. There are millions of ideal clients. All of our clients out there.
I see the potential. I can see it's an amazing tool, and I never had time to really go in there like you do sometimes. You say, okay, I just need to spend 3 hours. I'm going to click everywhere, and eventually, because it's user friendly, you work out the menu, where things are, how to do things, and all that. But for LinkedIn, I can see it's really rich, and there's a lot of things to do, and I never had time. And I thought, sometimes you say, okay, I'm just going to do that bit. And then you say, oh, but there's more here, and then more here. And then you say, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I'm missing out so much, and I don't know. So yeah, it seems to be a great mine of information, and you really need to have someone like you to show you how to do it and not get lost in translation, as it were, in the system.
Exactly. And you know what I keep telling you, don't need to use everything. So you don't need to use all the tools. And also, while we are going to proceed with the process and the program itself, you will see that also I might, you know, over deliver knowledge, because I really want you to give, to provide value, because that's not it's an expensive program, it's an investment that you've made. I really want to help you, you know, to get the most out of it. So that's why I give, over 100% of myself in this program. I really, focus a lot, and I take your business like it was mine. I really want to see, happening for you. But feel free, and that's what I suggest to all the participants that now they might be listening to us. So choose the things that they really work for you and your own personality and your own lifestyle, how you would like to proceed. And I'm there next to you to help you to adjust it to your own, lifestyle. If you tell me, for example, like I don't have a half an hour, I prefer to do it every Friday, I can, adjust the same process and the strategy so as you to be able, to adjust it to your own schedule. So thank you once again. I don't want to hold you a lot here. The last thing I would like, to ask you is if you expect, for example, after 3 months, okay, when the program has ended, to have gained one thing from your participation in the program, what this one thing you would like to have achieved by being, a member of this program, what you would like to have achieved?
Oh, well, the main thing that was, gosh,
I ask everyone, don't worry.
You know how to use marketing properly.
Yeah.
To sell myself. I think that's the main thing, because I've got experience and I've got clients and I've got a lot of work, but I can feel that, like a bit like you said, not because I'm underpaid, I'm I'm in the middle somewhere, but I can feel that I can do better, and maybe by having, like you said, more specialized, because I built my experience over 15 years. I started like most people by, as soon as I had done something 2 or 3 times, I would add it to my CV, because you need to build it up. Now I've got white portfolio, but I have realized that over the last 5-7 years that it's
exactly
to actually specialize in 1, 2, maybe 3 tops domain, and not everything. It'd be like the example you gave to say, well, if you need someone specifically for a disease, you're not going to take a GP that's got a whole list of specialty and say, like, well, he says he's good at oncology, but he's also good as a skin doctor, and he's good at, you just want the specialist for the thing that you need. And I think it works very well for translation. People that want someone that specializes in IT will not take someone that's good at marketing. I've got a friend who's very good at marketing, but she's not technical. I'm the other way around. I love what's technical. The more technical it is, the better I feel with it. I love it. And marketing for me, I can do it, but it takes me a lot of time, and I'm not comfortable with it. I can do it.
You don't need. You don't need to do everything, especially if you can make a living, and a very good living, and reach 5-figure months.
It's just
why you need to do everything.
Getting specialized.
Exactly. And also the people, actually, they show the best results in my programs, or the faster results, based on my experience, like testing, the results of the participants are those that they really niching down, and those that they address the message to 1, maximum 2 target markets. So definitely, I agree with you. And what I see, because I didn't know you, and we get to meet with each other live here, I see that you know already what you want. You have a clear idea in your mind what you would like to achieve. And if you miss the actual path, which we're going to create together, and that's what we're going to do.
Exactly.
And you have also gained an additional bonus 1-to-1 session with me. So definitely you can claim that, because you were the participants that they joined, during the live, they got additional strategy session. So you can join a 1-to-1 private session with me, 1 hour, where we can go through everything together, okay? And you will have a clear path even from the first session. And then, of course, you will use the structure of the program to start implementing it, because it's not only about learning it. For me, it's really important to actually implement the things, to see if they really work for you, and to be able, to adjust it or readjust it if it is needed. So that was it. Alban, thank you so much. Do you have any kind of questions since we are here together? Would you like to ask me something about, I don't know, the program?
Well, I guess you will send us the information, but I just wondered, like, you sort of indirectly pre-answered it by saying, like, if it's flexible, you say you can do it 10 minutes a day, or half an hour, or an hour a week, or whatever. Would that be decided as it goes along, or when we start it? The official date, I believe, is the 6th of June. How is it going to work on a daily basis?
That's a great question. I think that other people might have the same question, so it really makes sense, to reply that here. So The 10 minutes or 50, the 30 minutes or 1 hour that we are mentioning is about when you have ready the system, okay? The system, I mean, the process, we have adjusted to your own situation, and you start, contacting the clients. So that's the 10 minutes per day that you will need to do in order to sustain, your progress, in order to have your system and your processes for your own business keep working and bringing you the desirable results. You need 10 minutes to 1 hour per week to keep, things rolling for you. But before that, if you ask me for the duration, the timings of the program itself, and how much time you need to spend during the program, we have 1 hour live session together per week. So you need, for example, to save 1 hour per week for the live session. That's it. That's the coaching session. Okay. Where you get the instructions, you get the training, you get the resources, you get the worksheets, like what you need to do. Next, you have 1 week to 10 days until our next session to implement, like to start working on the worksheets. If, for example, it's the ideal client avatar exercise, you need to fill in a worksheet based on my instructions. And that's homework. There are people that it takes them, 3 hours to do this. There are people they might know in 1 hour. There are people that they really struggle and takes them, longer. It really depends on the stage that you are, so as to define and determine the timings. But for me, the answers to those that they ask me, how much time should I spend in the program? It really depends on how determined are you to see your dreams come true. So for me, never ask how much time do I need to invest in my business, especially if this business is your dream, like you are building your dream business or your dream life or your lifestyle that you always wish. You need to invest some time. And I've seen that people that they do it correctly, the more time you invest, the better the results, at least during the program. After the program, and once you have made, completed and created your marketing strategy, and you've learned that the things that you are missing right now, as you mentioned, you would like to know very well your marketing. So you will have all of your questions answered. You will have a ready strategy. You will have ready, things to implement, then it's up to you to decide after, you start implementing the process that we create in the program. It's up to you if you prefer, to do it 10 minutes per day, like Ileana Kari yesterday is a previous participant, and she said her own experience, how she does things. And she mentioned that she was able, by 10 minutes per day, using the process that I will teach you through her mobile phone. She has downloaded the LinkedIn application, like laying on her couch in the evening, whenever she had the time. 10 minutes per day, she was able to reach the 10K months because she was able, to reach out and follow up very fast to very, high seniority level executives in the industry that she was prospecting through LinkedIn. But I have other results, for example. Also, you can find those people that they share the results on my YouTube channel. That Catherine from Canada, she mentioned that she reached 10K month, and she didn't, for example, she implemented only 20% of the things that I teach in the program, because some people, they don't want to take everything. They really prefer, to focus only on small things that they really understand and to keep working. And as soon as those work, they go to the next step. And she told me that she reached the 10K months with just inbound leads, like people who passively found her online without her approaching them or implementing any outreach process. So that's amazing for me that LinkedIn is so powerful that you can even, reach financial goals or your capacity by just, using the right keywords. And she's not active on LinkedIn. So she doesn't like share on a daily basis, content and things like that. So that's why LinkedIn is so powerful. And there are, I'm sorry? You were about to say something?
Me.
There is a problem with your connection there, and we cannot hear you, and the picture is frozen. Can you move a bit of your camera, or the internet connection is okay? Now we can see you. Now we can see you. We lost you previously. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Hello, Alban. Can you hear me? Alban, are you here with us? Are you here with us? Can you hear me? So if we cannot fix it, can we fix it? Can you hear me? I can write you to the private chat. I don't know if you can see the chat. Can you hear me? We cannot hear you. You muted yourself? What did you do? Maybe we lost you due to the connection. You know, in any case, it was a pleasure meeting you here. And definitely, I would really love to have you longer if connection allows us. But if not, definitely, you know, we'll reach you out via email. But if you can hear me, I would really like to say, at least to close this live properly and to say goodbye. Are you here? Hello? Alban, are you here? Can you hear me? We cannot hear you. Most probably the connection has an issue and there is no sound. Either you log off and log in, which means you go out and you click again the link to join us, or we need to close the live and say goodbye, whatever you prefer. We cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. There is no sound from your part. Can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me, but we cannot hear you. So most probably there's a problem with your connection or your microphone, but you don't seem to be muted. But I don't know, are you muted? Have you clicked on anything? Anyway, for me, it was a pleasure having you here. The things that you said, I think most of the participants will find them very useful. I will reach you out so as you to be able to claim your bonus one-to-one call with me. And definitely, it is a pleasure to have you on board. And if you have any kind of questions that we didn't cover today, feel free to send me an email. We start June 6th, and before that, you're going to receive an onboarding form where I will ask you your availability dates and times, so as to be able to set the dates according to all participants' availability. So stay tuned, okay? So as to gather all the participants, and you will hear from me, all of you guys, okay, via email with the onboarding form. It was a pleasure, Alban. Have a great rest of the day, and thank you so much for joining us live. So you can go. Thank you so much. Amazing, a participant. Thank you so much, Alban. Such a pleasure to have you here. So sorry that we didn't have the sound. We lost, for some reason, Alban. And Alban is a French translator, as you saw, and she's based in Cambridge, UK. She left her in-house position and became a freelancer, as she mentioned. And if you just joined us, click on to listen to the recording, because Alban is amazing. She expressed herself so clearly, and also she presented the program itself, my program, and the benefits in a better way than myself, that I can do. So sometimes people, when they join your programs, they are better, you know, in order to explain the actual benefits and structure of the program. So if you're like Alban, okay, if you really want to work from home, and even if you are experienced translator, Alban is more than 15 years in the business and is well paid, you would like to take the next step for your business. You would like to demystify LinkedIn and find a way to use it properly so as to bring you the desirable results. And even if she's a techie, she's a tech savvy translator, she excels, you know, she's a technical translator, and she's very, she's an expert in traduce and the tools and so on. She still, you know, struggles to use LinkedIn to actually leverage her strategy, and also she lacks a lot of knowledge about her marketing strategy. So if you are like Alban, like an experienced translator, and you would like to take the next step in your career and to boost your activity and to actually reach your financial goals or even exceed them, or work less and earn more, then this program is for you. And Alban was one of the first people who joined our program, and actually she has got also a bonus one-to-one strategy call to create her own strategy before she get into the program. Tomorrow, I'm going 3 times live here with you guys, so stay tuned. There's going to be one live with Erika Mazzamuto, Italian translator, and she's going to share her experience working with me in our one-to-one program and in my group program. I think Erika is the only person that she joined first the one-to-one and then the group program, because I have many, you know, people that they join first the group program and then the one-to-one, the more advanced. So definitely, if you really want to find out more about the new participants, click on the recording, okay, wherever you are watching it from. And if you have any kind of questions you would like us to answer to you, because the live was unexpectedly closed because Alban had a problem with her connection, feel free to tag us or to tag me, okay, and I will notify Alban if there is anything you would like to ask Alban. But definitely join me live tomorrow as well for 3 live sessions. I'm going through success stories to inspire you, people who did it by joining the Ultimate LinkedIn Prospecting System, the results that they got, so as you to be inspired, you know, the results that you can get yourself. And if they did it, you can do it on your own. And again, no matter what is your starting point, like either you are a starting out translator or you are a more experienced one, this program will help you to create a strategy for your business, language business, so as you to be able to implement on a daily or weekly basis, depending on your availability and schedule. And that system and process can be applied no matter where you're based in the world, no matter what is your language combination, and no matter what is your expertise and your experience. Either you are a graduate, newly graduated with 0 clients, you can still join, you know, and get the full out of this program and actually having support not only by myself, but the other, you know, experienced translators. But still, because some of you told me I have 20 plus years of experience, I have 25 years of experience. Still here, you saw Alban is a real example. She has 15 years in the business, but she know exactly, you know, the value of joining such a program, and especially designed for language professionals, because as she mentioned, she actually was not able to get results from coaching programs that are not, you know, specifically designed for colleagues and other translators. So if you lack knowledge on how to use LinkedIn to generate sales and clients on a daily basis, if you're an experienced translator and you would like, you know, to create a system or a process that will bring you only quality clients and only higher paying clients, that you will be able to work less and earn more, which means better quality of life, more time for your beloved ones, this program is for you. And something more that Alban just mentioned is the fact that it's going to be pieces per pieces, this, you know, distributed information, so as not you to be overwhelmed. So that's how the program is structured. You're going to learn everything on a weekly and bi-weekly basis, which means you implement, you complete, and you know, proceed with the next task. And of course, it's going to be everything live, no recordings, and we're going to work together, you know, on your own strategy, whatever is your strategy. So for example, Alban mentioned that she really wants, you know, to niche down even more and to be able, you know, even to have just one niche. So yes, we can do that in the program, okay? So don't worry. And if you still have questions, if you are not very clear if this program is for you or not, use the link that I'm sharing in the chat, you know, here below, to actually book your free call, okay, with me, no strings attached. So as just to see if this is the right program for you, because as you saw, Alban was really 100% sure that this is the program she was looking for. She was looking for a program that will, you know, distribute the knowledge piece per piece, so as not to overwhelm the participants. She was looking for a coaching program specifically for LinkedIn, but targeted for our language industry, like myself, a translator. And she joined the program because my teaching is, you know, per pieces, and she found it very, very clear. So if you missed the live with Alban from France, based in Cambridge, click the link again to watch it, the recording, no matter where you are watching, as you get access to the recording, and use the chat below of this live, and let me know if you have any questions about Alban or the program. And still, you know, click the links that I said to find out more about the Ultimate LinkedIn Prospecting System and the new participants. Yesterday we had Federico. Today we had Alban, a French translator based in Cambridge. Tomorrow we're going to have Erica, who joined my one-to-one program and then my 3-month program. So she's going to share with you, for those that you might considering like which program is for me, she's going to explain both. Later we're going to have Valentina, okay, one of the very few translators who actually joined both of my 3-month program, like the fully booked translator, and now she joined the Ultimate. So she's going to share her own expertise, background, and experience working with me. And at the end, there's going to be a full live session with me, sharing with you the best success stories, people who did it, okay, and actually were able to use this process. And those are real exams, real people with a real name, so as you to have an idea what you can achieve. If they did it, you can do it. So that was it for today. I'm going to continue with private sessions that I do, the mentoring sessions, and I hope to see you tomorrow to those 3 different live sessions. So I will be the whole day with you. And keep in mind that the registration closes this Thursday, and this is the best program I have created so far. If you still don't know why to do it, if you're not still, you know, sure if this is the program for you, then get in touch with me, or join me tomorrow during those 3 lives, just to have a clear idea. But to sum up, if you really want to use and to make the most of LinkedIn, which is a totally free platform and it's a professional platform, you have no marketing plan. Even if you're starting out or an advanced translator and you would like to scale up your business, or if you would like to work less and earn more, or if you would like, to leverage your online presence and to be able to be contacted by your own clients, this program is for you. It's going to be 3 months, but you won't realize how fast the time flies. Actually, everyone says that. And yes, the knowledge will be, delivered piece per piece, which means that you're not going to be overwhelmed. And for me, the main reason that I created this program is actually to have as much as I can completion rate. So everyone who joins to actually complete successfully this program. By successfully, I mean depending on the initial goals and expectations they have had when they joined the program. So I wish you good evening, good night, or good morning, or rest of the day. Great. Wherever you are in the world, and see you tomorrow. New and previous participants sharing their experience, their background, their success stories tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central European Time. We have Erica, 4 p.m. Central European Time, Valentina, 5 p.m. Central European Time, my own live, with several different success stories. So see you tomorrow. Such a pleasure having you all here tonight. Bye-bye for now.